don't divide us, but they make us stronger.
Both teams taking a knee as we continue to promote unity and the fight against any kind of racism and all about love and respect. The ACC stepping forward in that mission.
Yeah, they certainly are, and it's so great to see the organization doing something like that for racism.
Clemson in orange from head to toe. NC State in their dark black uniforms in head to toe. Can they repeat what happened here in 2017? It would be a statement victory early on if NC State can do it. Clemson looking like a team that could challenge for a national championship at number 2 in the country. And that also includes a big-time player that was drafted by MLS who decided to come back because there's still work to do.
Yeah, there certainly is. I mean, so much talent on this Clemson team. And I'll tell you what, it's not just on the attacking side, it's also in that back four. They also have some talented midfielders that are going to keep this all together and really stop that quick counterattack from NC State.
The all-time record is led by Clemson. But all you got to do is reflect on that 2017 victory as Smith drops it forward to Musquay. Still worth pointing out that Luke Hilly still out injured after scoring 3 goals in his first 2 games as a freshman, slipping right there. There was a lot of rain on this field, and we'll have to keep an eye. The field looks fantastic, but we did see a player slip already.
Yeah, certainly. Just a nice little tackle there. It looked like a good 50-50 ball, but a lot of the red terrors, if you will, wanted to call on that one, Dean.
Yeah, the red terror section is standing room only. As I understand, this is the only event going on tonight, so the crowd is going to be great, and it's early doors and already pretty full. It's going to get even more people in here.
Well, they're believing that by the end of this game, Dean, they're going to be launching a whole bunch of red smoke in the air, maybe even running on the field. I mean, defeating the number 2 team in the country, that's a big deal.
Yeah, we saw them beat number 1 a couple years ago, North Carolina, and then, of course, 2017, knocking off number 3 Clemson. That was George Kiefer, just his 3rd game here and making a statement. And of course, in the first 3 years as the head coach, he took the team to the NCAA tournament. The only time they didn't is the strange year last year, the COVID year, where really it was just tough to get everybody healthy.
And one thing I love about NC State is they really play up to the level of their competition. You're going to see this Clemson team just come out firing, very, very fast-paced team, but they're going to be leveled up to that in the beginning of this game.
Goes out of bounds. Two outstanding coaches here tonight. Mike Noonan did such a great job at Brown, has been at Clemson for a long time. Take a look at those 352 wins, ranks 8th in wins among active D1 coaches. Got it done in the Ivy League, now getting it done at the ACC and knocking at the door for a national championship as they've been to several college cups under Coach Noonan. As we are just 3 minutes in here at Dale Soccer Stadium, right on the campus of NC State. And we've got the best seat in the house here, John.
Yeah, we certainly do. Such a fantastic stadium to call games from, Dale Soccer Stadium. And, you know, you talk about Coach Noonan. He brings such a level of professionalism to this team, Dean, with Clemson. When they show up to a game, shirts and ties and jackets, I mean, they really, really believe in everything that they're doing, not just on the field, but off the field as well.
Yeah, very much like a professional franchise, and that's why they keep sending a ton of players. And you mentioned Marks. Marks, of course, part of the North Carolina FC Academy program and went to school right here in Raleigh, so it's a big game for him to come back to Raleigh.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's got a lot of family and a lot of friends that came to this game. I saw him just get out to the field early. He saw his mother. He was so happy to see his son out there playing tonight.
Musquay getting that pass from Hernandez. It'll roll out of bounds and come back to Clemson. George Kiefer, 5 years after doing amazing work at USF. I got to know him well doing the NSCAA Game of the Week. He's brought that winning spirit. And if you're named George and coaching the men's soccer team at NC State, you know you're going to get it done.
Yeah, you certainly do. From Tarantini to Kiefer. And I'll tell you what, George Kiefer has done a phenomenal job since he's come to NC State. You can just see it by the product that he puts on the field. Each and every year, it just keeps getting better and better. And we talked about how deep this year's team is, Dean.
Yeah, really deep. In fact, they're going to get even deeper tonight, as we understand their player from French, Noe Cabezas, is going to get on the field. So another new player expected to make their debut tonight for NC State. Right now, though, Clemson trying to keep possession. That was a back pass to Say, taken away there by Sweeney and Seals. Seals and Sweeney, the veterans, get the start in front of the back four. And here Clemson entering tonight, no goals allowed at 351 minutes of play. So not only are they scoring goals in buckets, they're not allowing any.
Well, it's not because they haven't had any shots against them. George Marks has been phenomenal in goal for Clemson. The back four have been completely solid back there, and they really want to keep that going tonight.
Say will pick it up. Say sent in. Pedregosa will knock it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Clemson. One shot and one corner kick so far. Clemson waiting a long time. They finally throw it in. Right now, lone soldier time for Musquay, as he's going to need to hold it up and wait for help.
Yeah, he certainly is, of course, playing that 9 all the way up there by himself. He's really going to have to pair with Hernandez and really let Santos get him involved in the play.
Santos, as it's played back to Marks. Santos trying to put some pressure on Marks. It's going to roll out of bounds. Last win over a ranked opponent, September 27, 2019 at number 17 Louisville. I mentioned that win over North Carolina, the number 1 team in the country, the win over Clemson, the number 3 team in the country. Last year was the only difficult year in the George Kiefer era, but really a difficult year for all of us as we continue to deal with this pandemic and hope everybody's being safe. NC State trying to win it. Musquay a little late. One back by Clemson. Say will drop it off. This is trouble. And it's pinging around. Kept alive. Spinning out. And it'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, Clemson.
Well, very quickly you see how fast that attack can just jump in. Isaiah Reed, Mohamed Say doing a nice little give and go there on the inside. Look at the move right here. Say just plays the ball through. It winds up to Reed, and Kropp just stands up big and actually makes a really good save, Dean.
Isaiah Reed has scored the first goal of Clemson's season against St. John's. As that one sent in, and nifty little back heel right at the edge of the 6, but handled there by Leon Kropp. Again, Leon Kropp, one of only 3 players that were on the field in 2017 when the Wolfpack shocked Clemson.
And great work getting some early touches there from Leon Kropp, making a couple of nice saves, standing up big in his goal. That's exactly what NC State needs, some confidence coming out of the back.
Cam Murray getting the start. Bautista has started at left back. Aiden Foster has started at left back. Tonight, Cam Murray gets another start at left back. Shot from distance, and Leon Kropp with an unbelievable save to parry that away. I got to admit, I thought that was going to go through him and in, but Kropp saves it.
Well, he hit it pretty hard. Here you're going to see it right at the top of the 18. NC State gives the ball away about 30 yards out. You just can't do that with this Clemson team, and an absolute laser to the corner. Kropp does a good job of just getting his body across, getting 2 strong hands to the goal, and making the save. Gomez on the shot there, Dean.
Tiger corner.
Brilliant shot. Clemson curls it in. Headed out of there by Pedregosa. Kept in bounds and then goes out of bounds. It'll come back to NC State. Great job by Pedregosa to head it back.
And Clemson, just like NC State, just not afraid to shoot from outside, whether it be 25 yards out. They're going to get a lot of shots in on goal on Leon Kropp tonight.
Take a look at Kiefer's keys tonight for an NC State win.
Well, he talked about it right here, of course. Handle the Clemson pressure, which they're trying to do that right now. Switch the point of attack. If it's not working on one side, switch it to the other side, and be very, very careful with this Clemson team. They're dangerous on the transition. They've got to stop transition soccer tonight.
Yeah, really, 1 and 3 kind of meshed together, all about trying to slow down this talented Clemson team. That's Kiefer's keys for an NC State victory. As you see, Bazzini.
Just a 50-50 ball there. Bazzini just jumps in and gets the worst of that one.
Yeah, he kind of fell over Gomez, but it'll come back to NC State. We've gone 10 minutes, a rapid-fire pace, particularly for the team in orange.
Yeah, it certainly is, and NC State is still going to play this ball out of the back. So with the veteran leadership back there, they have the confidence that they can get that ball out, try to get the ball to the midfield, so Musque's not so starved for possession up top.
Musque checking back. It's so important that when he does that, he can make the right pass, and they'll clean it up. Garcia. Sweeney calling for it. Sweeney, kind of a traffic cop out there. Doesn't get a ton of touches, but definitely his leadership, his experience. He's always directing traffic. Smith. Those are the diagonal balls that Coach Noonan talked about. He wanted to try to keep an eye on those as they get it to Musque. And it's going to go off Clemson, I thought. No, they'll say Musque. It'll come back. It'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, and Clemson's really good at just kind of plugging those lines and plugging those holes in the field. You talked about the diagonal ball, Dean. It works so well for NC State, but Clemson does a really good job of shutting that down, and even that pass that comes behind the defender.
Noonan's Nuggets.
Yeah, there it is. Contain the front six, and you know what? Sometimes they're uncontainable, but Musque, Santos, Bazzini, so many of them. They've got to eliminate the diagonal passes, and they have to possess with a purpose. Don't just hold the ball, but look for the next player that's available that has a better opportunity than you.
Noonan's Nuggets right on cue, as you saw Smith with that diagonal pass. That was one of the passes that Coach Noonan, as part of his Nuggets, was concerned about.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, they're doing a good job so far just watching that pass that's coming behind the defender.
Smith over to Garcia. Garcia will bomb it long. And that's one of the things, you start to look at the midfield, Sweeney and Seals, great players. Seals outstanding on set pieces as the crowd, the Red Terrors, are getting into it, but they've got to make themselves available, John. Sweeney and Seals have to show, and they have to possess.
Yeah, they certainly do. If they can possess the ball, then Clemson's going to have to close them down. When Clemson closes them down, it opens up the outside of the field. If that's open, you can play Bazzini and Santos out the wings and have the possession run through the wings and get the crosses into the 18-yard box.
Great stuff from the beautiful man, John Bouye. This is a big game. We're delighted to be with you on a Friday night at Dale Soccer Stadium for Clemson and NC State. Only one loss combined between these two teams this year. NC State, I think, is a top 25 team, and they deserve credit for that. Obviously, a win here would put them right in there.
Yes, it certainly would. A big, big night here at Dale Soccer Stadium.
The freshmen have been huge for NC State, accounting for 5 of the team's 9 goals. Unfortunately, Luke Hilly, though, with 3 of them in the first 2, has not played since, and they miss him desperately.
Yeah, well, you always wonder how the new faces are going to acclimate to the team, Dean, and I'll tell you what, we are really happy for some of these new faces. Of course, Hilly had a fantastic start, and then, of course, have been out for a couple of games, but I really like Santos. I mean, really, I'd call him the maestro. He really just is able to really piece some things together out there for NC State and keep the engine moving at all times.
Great name for him, the maestro. I think that may stick. Might have to pass that one down to Matty Smith, the incredible SID for NC State. We're going to go with Santos as the maestro, Matty. Out of the back, Smith over to Pedregosa. Pedregosa now over to Murray. Again, left back has kind of been a little bit of rotating musical chairs there for George Kiefer and Jeff Nagalia and the NC State coaching staff. And here is the maestro, Santos. Santos spinning with it. Somehow keeps possession. Good pressure by Asensio. And now Pedregosa will try to work it out of the back. That's a good pass to Seals. That's what I'm talking about right there. They need to get their midfield involved.
That's exactly what you said. Great work from Seals. Hernandez came in to receive the ball. When he does that, he brings the defender with him, which would open a nice vertical ball right over the top team.
Mazzini drops it to Murray. This is outstanding possession right now from NC State. They send it in, looking for Hernandez. Headed out of there by Diop. Garcia right back in. And Diop, I thought it went out of bounds. They'll say no, it's still in there. Hamidi Diop wearing that number 5. And we saw Malik Mbaye, who now plays for North Carolina FC, one of the stars for Clemson, walking through. He's going to start tomorrow against New England, too, and Clint P.A.'s team. And there are quite a few Clemson fans here as well.
There are a lot of orange in the crowd, so to speak, tonight, Dean.
Luke Hilly, part of the North Carolina FC Academy, on the bench over there. Those 3 goals in the first 2 games, has not played since. Ivy Brisma will come on here in the first half. He is a highlight reel.
Yeah, he certainly is, Dean. And just to have a player like that, I know we talk about it all the time, to come in off the bench when there's some tired legs or when things aren't working out. He always brings something different to this team every time he steps on the field.
Clemson working it across the back. Agren will get it back now. Diop has Asensio, but he's going to go back to the captain. Oscar Agren scored his 2nd goal of the season against South Florida and wore the captain's armband and continues to wear it while James Brighton is out. Santos. Now Garcia. Good numbers here for NC State, but Garcia is going to go backwards at the moment.
And Clemson does a really good job of closing you down as soon as you get the ball. You saw there where Garcia was really trying to push that ball to the outside to Santos, but got completely shut down. Had to bring the ball back, which was a smart move to Smith for a new attack.
Really good trap a moment ago by Musquay to drop it. He got it back, and he'll give it to Garcia. Garcia now Santos. Santos, he can slice you, he can dice you. Santos playing it to himself there, and coming up with the shot right there was Mazzini. And a foul called against NC State. I thought if Mazzini was not in the way, I thought Santos was going to turn on it.
Well, yeah, and Santos can do it with the left foot too. So you saw a nice little touch around the defender. The ball got away from him a little bit, but you thought he was close enough to at least get an attempt on goal. And Mazzini kind of jumped in with the right foot and deflected out.
Good look at Sweeney, wearing the number 8 jersey, the grad student from England, coming back for one more season along with Leon Kropp. Diop denied there by NC State, picked right back up though by the Tigers. Now Garcia has been the regular right back this season for George Kiefer. Santos somehow finds Musquay. Great work. Sweeney pops it up in the air, hoping to get it back to Santos. Santos gets his head on it. That's great work. Now he'll find Hernandez. Hernandez with the overlapping run coming from Garcia. And out of bounds, it'll come back to Clemson, but good effort there from Hernandez, the senior transfer from App State.
Yeah, you like what they're doing right there. Hernandez really just trying to work a give and go there with Santos, just too close together. Tried to get some space on the outside, but good hard work to win that ball away.
Clemson now taking their time. NC State, give them credit. They've been able to get hold a little bit of this game.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, Clemson came out firing on all cylinders and put some pressure on the back 4 of NC State, but NC State's really been able to get on their feet and get back in this game and try some things that are working for them on the offensive side of the ball.
Murray from Australia. Number 24, Cam Murray, Western Australia to be exact. Here's our Sunday best for the week. We'll feature the field hockey match between number 24 James Madison and number 11 Wake Forest at noon Eastern, followed by the Sunshine State women's soccer match between USF and Miami. Both are right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. One app, one tap. Zero, Clemson, the number 2 team in the country, and NC State. 25-30 plus remaining here in this first half in front of a great crowd on a wonderful evening here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Really ideal conditions.
Yeah, it really is, and the crowd is ready for a great game. They're already seeing the talent on display from both teams, Dean.
Murray trying to find Musquay, turned over by Clemson. John, it's such a perfect night. I would say it's
beautiful.
You know it. Left side. Here comes Clemson. For those of you new to John Bouye, to see him, you know he's far from a beautiful man, but he uses the word beautiful better than anybody in the world, thus dubbed years ago the beautiful man. Sorry for that minor dig there, John.
My wife would question what you just said, so that's all that matters.
There you go. Murray, the left back, pushing it forward. Bazzini. Great start for Bazzini, right, to get that goal in his first start against UCF.
Yeah, fantastic game against UCF, and of course he gets the start again tonight. And you know, really, George Kiefer believes in him, believes in the product on the field, and wants to see more of him.
Pedregosa dribbles into trouble. Here comes Say. You saw the highlights to start the game. He's going to drop it, top of the 18. Clemson waiting for another runner. They'll give it back. The Tigers are in the 18, sent across, and Leon Kropp is there.
Well, they made a defensive mistake, team, but they were able to get back on their lines and recover and stay in front of the ball. They didn't allow one person to get around the back of the defense there, and because of that, no shot was coming through. They did earn a corner kick there.
Great work by Mohamed Say. Yes, he's got the goals, but he can also create. Gave it up, and you also saw Caleb Johnson, number 8, in the middle of all that. Corner kick for Clemson, looping back, and it goes off of the head of Say and out of bounds. It'll come back, as actually that was Malou, Justin Malou, who recorded his first assist of the season against South Carolina.
Yeah, nice little corner kick, and Mohamed Say popping up. Say you will, say you won't score against NC State tonight, Dean.
You know what? I had it right the first time. It was Say. Well done, John. Diop under pressure there as Bazzini closes in. Here's Marks. Already told you about Marks being from Raleigh, North Carolina. Go out of bounds off of Garcia and back to Clemson.
You know, Dean, I just love watching these two defensive teams. They're so confident on the ball, just playing it out of the back. They really trust each other to play that pass, knowing that that player is going to be there for them. And then watch the play develop. Watch these long runs right over the top of the back four of NC State. They're looking for some of that speed of Say to see if he can get behind them.
Off the head of Say. Good run by Johnson. Johnson sends it in, headed back there by Smith. It'll be a throw-in over near the corner flag for Clemson, and that'll allow them to bring some players forward. So the throw-in coming from Justin Malou, who was drafted by the Columbus Crew but elected to come back and play with this Clemson team that a lot of people do believe has what it takes to win the national championship. Drafted number 27 overall in the last MLS Super Draft. That means Columbus will still have his rights, as here comes Ivy Brisma with 21:15 remaining here in the first half, and Brisma in. Brisma really starting to get used to be a super sub now.
Yeah, he certainly is. I love when Brisma comes in. Bazzini comes out. Santos makes the switch to the opposite side. And let's get ready for some fireworks, NC State fans.
Yeah, Brisma, the human highlight reel. Bazzini getting high fives from his teammates. Smith feeling a little pressure there from Say. Say, really tall, long stride and can put some pressure on you. Santos, the maestro, drops it over to Musquay. Musquay now seals. Santos gets it back from Murray. Santos has Hernandez in the 18. And Marks keeps it from going out of bounds. It'll stay with Clemson.
Well, they're so good defensively, Clemson. They just stay in front of Santos and just not let him get around. Great work there from Alou and Diop to just shut NC State's attack down. But great work from NC State to attack with numbers that time, Dean.
Diop, a little pressure there from Musquay, and Musquay gets stuck in there, and the Red Terrors love it.
Yeah, I liked it too. Musquay said, if you're going to show me that much of the ball, I'm going to give every effort to try to get it, and he just laid into Diop.
Big-time crowd for a big-time ACC men's soccer matchup right here on ACC Network Extra. Number 2 Clemson, undefeated at 4-0 in the 3-1 Wolfpack. Santos, almost got it right there. And Santos stays with it. Santos looking for Musquay. And Santos earns the corner kick all by himself.
Well, something you're not going to hear a lot tonight is a defensive mistake in the back line for Clemson, and it almost cost him. That young man, Santos, almost made him pay. He was looking for a great horizontal ball, but just good defense there to kind of get back on the lines, but they still earn a corner kick.
Santos from Portugal. Jeff Nagalia, the associate head coach, also Portuguese. So love that connection as they can speak Portuguese together. Under 19 minutes remaining here. Great opportunity for NC State to take the lead. Pedregosa has come forward. Smith has come forward. You got to figure Musquay's a target. Punched out of there by Marks. Second ball is crucial here. Turning on it is Brisma. Brisma cuts back in. Brisma stays with it. Brisma. Great work by Brisma, and Brisma trying to pin Clemson in.
Well, human highlight reel, whatever you want to call it, that was a man's move right there. Brisma against 2 orange jerseys, finds a way through, gets around the defense, and plays the ball in. Great work from Ivy Brisma.
Much to the delight of the Red Terrors, the student fan base here at NC State, making all kinds of noise. And as John Bouye said earlier, you know they want to light those smoke bombs filled with red smoke in the air. Marks, one bounce. Marks comes out and owns it. George Kiefer, meanwhile, sitting. Let's take a look back here at Brisma.
Yeah, look at this. Brisma controls the first one, gets around the second one, and still has a chance to cross it in. That's a fantastic move by Ivy Brisma.
Murray. One back by Clemson. Over in front of the NC State bench. And that's just a clearance right there by NC State as Marks is way outside the 18. This first half flying along. 1 shot for NC State, 5 shots for Clemson. Smith will head it. Pedregosa's got time to turn, good communication. Now he's got to find Musquay. What a ball by Pedregosa. Unfortunately, Musquay dribbled into traffic.
Yeah, great work there. Just great vision to see Musquay. He had Hernandez right on his left, though, if he could have got it to him, Dean.
And this is going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be yet another corner kick for the team in orange. That's Clemson.
As excited as you're getting with NC State in the attack and the high pressure, all of a sudden the ball just goes into the other end, and there's Mohamed Say. He just pops up with another opportunity.
George Kiefer, 5 wins away from 200 wins in his outstanding career at USF and now NC State. 5 more victories for 200. Headed out of there by Smith. Diop Little give and go, and Diop will get it back. Diop, the big man, not afraid to come forward. Mishit that one, though, and it'll come back to NC State.
Well, great one-touch soccer there from Clemson to keep the ball moving. It's so important to let the ball do the work there. A nice give-and-go ball played to the corner of Diop. He just hit it way too hard.
Sophomore defender Hamidi Diop was named to the All-ACC freshman team a year ago, as we see Josh Hallenberger coming in for Callum Johnson. Good shift from Johnson. Gets a handshake from Coach Noonan, and Coach Noonan has gone to his bench. So Josh Hallenberger in, wearing number 23. There you see him right there on your ACC Network Extra screen. Mike Noonan, assisted by Phil Jones, been with him all 12 seasons. Of course, Clemson, the 2020 ACC Tournament champions. Coach Noonan at Clemson, 128, 67, and 33. Overall, he's got 346 wins. He had a great run at Brown. And actually, Brown, like when George was at USF, Brown also had the NSCA Game of the Week when Coach Noonan was there, so I got to know him a long time ago.
Yeah, two great coaches. Here you see a play, and I think that is... Seals that might have got into the back of the line. Oh, no.
Leg is up.
Dan Murray.
Good look right there at number 27, Isaiah Reed, a junior from Rock Hill, South Carolina, South Point High School. Appeared as both a defender and forward last season in both the fall and the spring. Our closest look at what Coach Noonan said on this week's United Soccer Coaches podcast. He is a firm believer in the 21st century model for men's Division I soccer, with the hope that they'll play some in the fall, some in the spring, and have a true championship crowned in great weather.
Yeah, so players aren't so exhausted and injuries aren't up, and it really is a good model, Dean.
They got to look at it, and Coach Noonan is pushing for it along with Sasho Soroski. Carlos Samuano also really big on it as well, the top man at North Carolina. Under 14 minutes remaining. Grisma, Sweeney, and now Smith. Fans still flocking in, and you're starting to see both stands fill up here as the Red Terrors normally switch it. NC State, Santos, a one-man wrecking crew, and a goal kick. Good shield there by Clemson.
Yeah, good work by the Clemson back four, but Santos giving them all kinds of trouble. Justin Malou doing a great job of just kind of shepherding that ball out to the back line, but nice long ball played over the top into the path of Santos.
Great to be at Dale Soccer Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina, on the campus of NC State for a phenomenal ACC men's soccer match between number 2 Clemson and NC State. Alongside the beautiful man, John Bouye, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you for this one. Still no score, but John, it feels like there's been 10 goals already.
Yeah, it certainly does. Two powerhouse attacks on both sides. Got a little high there, Isaiah Reed. NC State's going to earn a free kick. Both teams are pressing high on the back four and causing some mistakes in the back. It's working actually for both teams, but neither team has been able to capitalize on it yet, Dean.
George Keeper has gone to his bench as well, as he's brought in Plamagna, number 4, who's seen a lot of playing time of late. So Plamagna's in there. Right now Clemson pushed from behind. It'll be a free kick opportunity. Pedregosa with the foul.
Yeah, and this is dangerous. You don't want to really give away a free kick opportunity right on the outside of the edge of the box like that, Dean. Clemson will make you pay.
Yeah, they've got so many weapons, and they can absolutely drive a brilliant pass in. You see the wall right there, 4 players on the wall after the Pedregosa foul. Pedregosa along with Smith and Murray and Musquay. So now NC State's going to need to mark up the other orange jerseys, including who's going to keep an eye on the very tall number 9, Say. Looks like right now Seals sent in. Oh, and Kropp was fooled right there. I mean, the follow-up is in, and Clemson takes a 1-0 lead. Oscar Agran has scored, and it's Clemson up 1-0.
Well, we're going to have to see this one again. It was Diop that took the free kick over the wall. It looked like it threw Kropp off. He was going the other way. He got back to make the save only far as the post, and Agran made him pay, and Clemson's up 1-0.
Tigers goal scored by
Dale
number 3,
Soccer
Oscar
Stadium.
Agran.
Kropp did get his hand on it, then it went off the post and dropped right to Agrin. Agrin with his 3rd goal of the season, a junior defender from Sweden. He scored his 2nd goal against South Florida, and he scored the 2nd goal of Clemson's 5-0 win over USC Upstate in his first start of the season. So 3 goals matching the number on his uniform for Agren.
Yeah, and that's a tough one for a goalkeeper. Of course, you're staring at the wall, you can't see, and then the ball comes over. You think it might be going to the left, and then you have to switch all your body movement to the right. He did a good job, Leon Kropp, to just get his hand on it off the post, but it wasn't good enough, and Agren just came in and put in the rebound.
So now we'll see how George Kiefer counters. Smith, great little drop there to Garcia. Smith dealing with the pressure. So Noe Cabezas is into the game, making his first appearance wearing number 11, and a little bit late there after the foul right there. Coming in too hard was Plamagna. But there he is. First career appearance for the man from France. Had to sit out a few games, but now he's in there, and we'll see what he can bring.
Well, it seems like everyone that's coming in for their first career appearance ends up on the score sheet, Dean. So hopefully that can happen for Noe Cabezas.
Wearing the number 11 jersey. We told you he would play, and he's in there. George Kiefer, a man of his word. Going to go off of Brisbane back to Clemson, who's taken a 1-0 lead, courtesy of a free kick that was dangerous. Leon Kropp was leaning one way, got his paw on it, John, but then the post held it up for Agren.
Yeah, it was, and you know, even Clemson, the first one into that rebound, NC State was nowhere to be found, and Agren had a nice little easy tap in. And just like that, NC State's been pressuring, putting a lot of pressure on the back four, but Clemson's up here at Dale Soccer Stadium.
So Agren with the goal, 1-0, Clemson on top. Say will push it back. Possession with a purpose. Mike Noonan seeing it right now for his Clemson Tigers as they're on top 1-0. Diop will switch it to the goal scorer. Seven shots for Clemson as Diop comes forward. The fall in the middle of the field. Say trying to switch it, picked off by Brisma. Brisma. A lot of orange jerseys around Brisma. And right now, Clemson starting to feel their way into this one.
Yeah, and Musquay once again just kind of up there on an island, if you will. Nobody else up there to really get any possession, get a 1-2 game going with them. Clemson got that early goal, well, not early goal, but the first half goal, Dean, and now they're really going to start putting pressure on the back four of NC State, try to get that second goal and really go into halftime in control of this game.
Every Saturday morning, the huddle with Jordan, Eric, EJ, and Mark get you ready for ACC football. They'll preview the slate of games and keep you updated on all things ACC football. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on ACCN and the ESPN app, one tap, and it's 1-0 Clemson on top of NC State with 7 minutes and 20-some seconds remaining here in the first half.
As he said, it's been an action-packed first half on both sides of the ball. Of course, Clemson, a free kick opportunity. We said you don't want to give them those free kick opportunities right on the outside the 18. They have so many talented players that can even hit goals from there. But he hit a nice shot. The deflection came in, and Ogren made him pay.
Here's Brisma. He's got Musquay in front of him. Not on the same page there as Diop picks it off. Reed's ability to check back has been solid for Clemson.
Yeah,
now they're trying to find Reed. Sorry, John. Here's Reed. He'll drop it back. Nifty little pass. Clemson keeps it down on the ground to Leon Kropp.
Yeah, now it's Clemson firing on all cylinders, Dean. It's happening from the midfield. You know, Clemson is so good at playing one-touch soccer. They don't keep the ball. They don't hold on to it for too long. And you'll see it. Every player out on the field, if they don't possess the ball, they're at least making a run or trying to get open into space.
Both of the stands behind the goals are full right now as the Red Terror fans. Normally they do the walk. They're not going to be able to do the walk this time around.
No, they're going to have to sit on top of each other, Dean.
Brisma. This young man just never gets rattled. The game's never too big for Ivy Brisma.
No, and what they do is they see how talented a player like Brisma is, so they're double teaming him. As soon as he gets the ball, you see 2 orange jerseys on him immediately, and it prevents him from going down in the corner to try to make that pass.
That's a great point. 2 or even 3 orange jerseys. Clemson quickly in the transition. Flying, and it's going to go out of bounds. Tremendous effort right there by Asensio, who recorded his first assist of the season against South Carolina. Asensio, 60 games at Clemson are the most of any player on the active roster, as it's back again for Clemson. And Leon Kropp picks it up.
Well, Clemson's causing all kinds of problems in the back four of NC State now, Dean. They have really found their stride. They're picking off NC State in the midfield and playing quick 1-2 touch ball and trying to get that shot in on Kropp. It's getting dangerous out there for the back four.
Indeed it is. Look down for just a second to check out Asensio's stats, and Clemson was attacking the goal again. Another tough pass back to Pedregosa. Now Marks has it. George Kiefer sitting at 33, 29, and 14 at NC State. NC State's last meeting with Clemson was on March 20th. The teams remained neck and neck for the majority of the outing, but the top-ranked Tigers scored the game winner in the 86th minute to win that game over George Kiefer. Squad 1-0 as George Kiefer looking on. Pepe Garcia, the shield there, and nice little sweep by Diop.
What a fantastic play from Diop right there.
Yeah, and then a great pass to Say. Smith will bring it back to Leon Kropp. Yeah, Diop's the real deal back there, John.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think that's one pass all the way from the back line to Diop. And one more touch, Dean, they've already hit Say at the top of the 18.
Yeah, tremendous spin right there by number 5. As I mentioned earlier, all ACC third team a year ago. Or all ACC freshman team, rather. Malou was third team, as here's Diop. 3 minutes and change left here in the first half. 1-0 Clemson on top. Diop scored the game-winning goal in that last match against NC State. Of course, as I mentioned, that was in March in the spring. Here's Noe from France. Over to Brisma. Lamagna to Musquay. Musquay's had to shoulder even more work with the injury to Hilly. Murray. Musquay! And Marks with a big save. Corner kick, NC State.
Well, that's what you want to see from NC State. A well-worked play down the left-hand side. Murray gets a little bit of space and plays a great ball. It looked like Musquay could just get a nice little snap header in the quarter, Dean, and a tough collision, but Marks made a fantastic save as well.
Yeah, really great effort by Musquay, who may have hit heads with the Clemson players. He is still down, waiting for the trainer from NC State as the clock is stopped with 2:22 remaining here in the first half.
And you talk about it, look at this play develop. Nice work on the outside. The ball just crossed in and Musquay gets a nice snap header there, and Marks is up for the task. And that was the maestro actually put that ball in, wasn't it, Dean?
Big time ball from Santos.
Yes.
A great header from Musquay and a great save from Marks.
Yeah, great work. You know, you haven't seen a lot of attack from NC State, but that's really positive. It shows that you can really put pressure on the back four and make some runs inside the 18-yard box. It's not just Musquay. They attacked with Murray, with Santos, and Musquay that time.
So Musquay, dealing with the concussion protocol, will need to check out, and it looks like George Kiefer's going to go ahead and replace Musquay for the final 2:22. As looking to come in for NC State is the speedy Jared Miller. It was Miller time, of course, against UCF.
Yes, it certainly was. We got to make that call. Jared Miller opened up his account for NC State. This kid has wheels, Dean. I mean, he's got just, for days, he just keeps going. The energy that he brings on the field when he comes in, it's fantastic.
Yeah, wonderful story. A walk-on from Fayetteville, Miller scoring the game winner against UCF. Finds the head right there of No Way, but over the crossbar, and it'll come back to Clemson.
Well, they got the look they wanted. Pedregosa, a nice corner kick right there to No Way at that near post. He just couldn't get it down enough to get into that far corner.
Pedregosa, number 2. As we've got 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. The only goal of the game coming from Oscar Agren. 3 goals on the season, just 4 goals in his career, so having a great 2021 season.
And probably one of the easiest goals he'll ever score, Dean.
Yeah, well said. Off the save from Croft, off the post, and a tap in for Agren. Seals. Less than 90 seconds remaining here in the first half. Santos over as Musquay came right back in, so Miller went right out. Musquay back in there.
Yeah, you can tell that Kudo Musquay wants to be in this game, Dean.
Yeah, got right back in there after passing the concussion protocol, and there's 60 seconds remaining here in this first half. Plenty of time. Is NC State going to send their big bodies forward here? They need to be careful to use enough time and not be susceptible to the transition of Clemson. Can they get a touch on it? Pedregosa! And now Marks is there, and Marks decides to sit on it as Clemson breaks out. So Clemson seems okay with the 1-0 lead here.
Yeah, well, I like the set pieces and the dead ball situations that NC State's working. They're just missing that final pass and really trying to get that shot in on Marks. Of course, he made a great save off of Musquay. But NC State just seems to come out in the second half and pick up where they left off at the end here, Dean.
Here's Brisma, there's still time here. 9 seconds, he needs to cross it, he does, but Marks is there, and that will do it. As it counts down after 45, it's Clemson 1, NC State 0.
Well, a great first half from both teams, but Clemson showed why they're the number 2 team in the country, Dean. Just when you think NC State had a hold on this game, Clemson really put some pressure on the back four, scored that goal, and I'll tell you what, Dean, it's going to be a tough second half for NC State.
Halftime here at Dale Soccer Stadium. That's the goal scorer right there. Off a free kick, a save by Croft, but off the post, a Grin knocks it in. And Clemson here in Raleigh is the number 2 team in the country, has a 1-0 lead over NC State. Stay with us, halftime here in Raleigh. Led, of course, by Leon Croft. NC State in their black jerseys for George Kiefer and the Wolfpack. That's Jeff Nagalia, his associate head coach, right next to George Kiefer, who, by the way, went on an 8-mile run today. As you take a look at George Kiefer, his rank is 34th. Mike Noonan, 27th. Carlos Samuano, he won a national championship in his first year with North Carolina back in 2011. George Gelnovich and Bobby Muse. Wow, Jay Vidovitz, those are some big-time names.
Well, we talk about the teams in the ACC. How about the coaches in the ACC? Another embarrassment of riches. I mean, these are the top coaches in the nation, Dean, really.
Yeah, Mike Noonan, you see him right there with that .639 win percentage, 27th overall. Impressive. George Kiefer, top 35. Great to be here with all of you on ACC Network Extra. Our producer, Caleb Waters, bringing the heat tonight. Josh Monk and our great crew alongside the beautiful man, John Bouye. I'm Dean Linke, and the second half is underway at Dale Soccer Stadium, Raleigh, North Carolina, on the campus of NC State. Musquet, who had that collision late with 2:30, actually came right back in though, John, and he's back out there to start the second half.
Yeah, and it was a great opportunity. Musquet, a little snap header at the near post. If he could have got a little bit more on that, Marks read it beautifully and made a great save.
Saw the series history. Clemson has dominated this. As you see, they lead at 40-16-7. But of course, one of those losses coming in 2017 when Clemson was number 3. Clemson has won the last 4 matches by a combined score of 8-0, and they lead this one 1-0. Marks pulls it out of the air, and you see these teams have met at least once every season since 1967, even well before I was born, John, so they've been playing a long time.
Yes, can we say rivalry, Dean?
Yeah, great matchup here. I feel like with George Kiefer, you can start using those words rivalry because he is showing us that the pack is back in men's soccer.
Well, he certainly is, and I think coaches know that. Of course, they're all over the ACC, that this isn't a place you can come and just get an easy win, especially on the road, especially here at Dale Soccer Stadium.
Hard tackle on Leon Kropp right there, and Smith has something to say about it. So now the referee comes over. They're going to stop the clock now at 43-16. So Leon Kropp came out, right, and it was a tough tackle. And Smith, that's really what Smith came in to say is, let's take a look at this tackle on Kropp.
Yeah, and here you see Kropp comes way out, but an early slide from the Clemson player. And he did get his boots up pretty high there, Dean. I don't think there's any malice in it, but hey, that back four, and especially Jamie Smith, he's going to defend his goalkeeper every time.
So, as expected, a really ambitious start here to the second half. Smith was just sticking up for his goalkeeper there. And when you're as good as Leon Kropp, you're always going to stick up for him. Leon Kropp is arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the country, and he shows it every single game, John. And as a former goalkeeper, you must love calling this young man.
Well, I do. I mean, he reads the game so well. He saw the ball was going to be played over the top past the defense. He was already out to the 18-yard line to receive that ball, Dean. And, I mean, look at that, 1.09 career goals against average. It's first all-time at NC State, team. Yeah, he's got some sort of pedigree.
He really does. I mean, in every single game, he does something spectacular. Even on the Clemson goal, he did something spectacular.
Yeah, he really did, just to get back and get his hand on that shot, Dean.
Not even 3 minutes into the second half. Clemson already with that dangerous slide tackle against Kropp. It's loose. No whistle there. Again, no Luke Hilly, the freshman phenom, part of the North Carolina FC Academy, who's played in games for the pro team, exhibition games that didn't count and he was eligible for. And they really do miss Luke Hilly. I mean, that guy, 3 goals in his first 2 games as we take a look at this last play.
Yeah, good work from Clemson just to keep this ball moving. He gets stuck in defense but gets around 2 defenders there. And really some great footwork.
Clemson keeping possession. The goal scorer will drop it over to Diop. Clemson switching it from right to left. Garcia. And Garcia's pushed to come back to NC State. Croft taking his time. Tigers right now, John, they're winning those second balls as NC State. That's going to have to be a key part. It wasn't part of Keeper's keys, but they'll need to start winning those second and third balls.
Yeah, they certainly do. And of course, Clemson has started this second half the way they started the first half, with a different engine. They have just come out and put a lot of pressure on the back four. They're really trying to wait for NC State to make a mistake back there and then capitalize on that mistake.
Throw in for Clemson. Diop. Agren with the tap-in goal. The only goal of the game is Clemson 1, NC State 0.
This section, if you guys hear in, you guys are C, all right?
With the score at 1-0, let's remind everybody about Coach Noonan's keys, or in this case, Noonan's nuggets. And I think Clemson's done a pretty good job of breaking it down, John.
Yeah, they certainly have contained the front six. It's really been more like 5-1 as Musqua's kind of been up there by himself. Eliminated the diagonal passes. They've really blocked the lanes very well, and they have possessed the ball with purpose, letting the ball do the work and playing great one-touch soccer, Dean.
Ironically, they got their goal off a set piece as it deflected off the wall, and Clemson has the 1-0 lead.
You know, if that ball never deflected, it probably would have been a pretty easy save for Leon Croft.
No doubt about it. Pushed here to Malou. Good ball in, high in the air. There's Smith, and Smith's going to head it out for safety. Turning with it. Clemson keeps possession. Usman Sila is out there wearing number 21. Here is Santos, the maestro, as John Bouyer calls him. He's got Musque. Santos may take it by himself. What a save from Marks Musque! Oh! It fell to Musque, but he couldn't get his body over it. What a shot from Santos and a big-time save from Marks. Santos back again. And Bazzini is there. Clemson player is down. Wow, Santos all by himself spinning orange jerseys around.
Well, I don't know what was better, the shot by Santos or the save by Marks. Goalkeepers, just watch this for a second. Santos gets a little bit of space. Look how far Marks is out of his goal to cut down that angle. There's no way he makes that save unless he comes out that far, Dean. And a fantastic reaction save with his bottom left hand. Musque had a little bit more to do and just couldn't put it home.
The ACC Defensive Player of the Week, Marks denying that man right there, Santos. But George Marks, one of the captains, coming up big, and Santos knows it. Musque was almost there as well, off of the rebound as the clock is stopped here with the injured player. Phenomenal breakaway.
And I'll tell you what, Dean, that's exactly what they need to see NC State tonight really continue. It was the maestro himself just making just a play on his own and really making it happen.
Let's soak it in here. The crowd is just amazing. The Red Tears filling up both sides here today. And the attendance, I don't agree with it. I think it's well over 2,000, but it's 1,840. The official attendance, a wonderful crowd here at Dale Soccer Stadium.
Yes. I love it because usually the Red Terrors move, Dean, at halftime, but there were already, the bleachers behind the other goal were already taken, so they couldn't move.
And look at this, right where we are as well, our broadcast position. It's also full here. Dale Soccer Stadium. A beautiful night, right, beautiful man?
It is an absolutely beautiful night, Dean. I can say that. And it's good to see that Malou is up. I know a head collision like that, of course, very dangerous, especially nowadays, but great work once again from Santos, and an even better save from Marks.
Yeah, Marks is the real deal, coming off the ACC Defensive Player of the Week honors. His 35 wins is tied for fourth most for a goalkeeper. He may need to make another save here. Santos. And Santos whistled for the foul.
I'll tell you what, something special is starting to happen on that side with Musquay and Santos. They're working really, really well together, Dean. And Santos is good enough to get that step around the defender. A very quick first step, Dean. But right there, just orange jerseys everywhere, and he winds up pulling him down.
Looked like Diop was falling anyway, but nonetheless, they get the call. And Diop sends it forward as Clemson absorbing quite a bit of pressure here from NC State, less than 10 minutes into the second half.
Well, this is what you like to see from NC State. They haven't made any changes, Dean. I'll tell you what, they're sticking with that team. They're believing in the team, and Musquay is really showing something special in the second half.
Musquay sends it over, and George Marks is there. Diop will switch it all the way over, as into the game is John Martin, a senior defender from Clemson, South Carolina, wearing number 1-3 over here on the right side. Mike Noonan going deeper to his bench here. Headed first by Gomez. Gomez had that rocket shot in the first half. As we are approaching less than 10 minutes remaining. And as that rolls out of bounds, well, I can tell you, beautiful man, there are more beautiful people here now, as your wife and 3 beautiful daughters are also here as well. It's great to have them here.
Yes, they are. It's always good to see family at the game.
You know it. A tremendous crowd, and that includes the entire beautiful Bouye family, who is here at Dale Soccer Stadium. You are blessed, my man.
Absolutely. You know, I wanted Hazel to be a soccer player, but she chose volleyball. I just don't understand.
NC State's got a big volleyball game coming up, I believe, against Rutgers, I think, in the Big Ten. It might be going on right now, actually in Rutgers.
And here you're going to see it again. Look at Santos just get a little bit of space around the defender, but I have to keep telling you this. Marks is so good. He comes out and cuts on the angle. He goes past the 6-yard box, Dean, and the only way he can make that save is just by getting out there and cutting down the angle. A fantastic save. If that one goes in, NC State is on the front foot, and they really are putting pressure on the back four.
There he is. I really feel like that play, and great work by our producer, Caleb Waters, to show it again, because if NC State can't find a goal, it's that play right there. And you said it best, John, coming out beyond the 6, getting big.
Yeah, he's had a couple of great saves. Of course, the snap header against Musquay in the first half, but that save was absolutely beautiful. It was special. It was magnificent. That's a save that wins teams games.
And this is his hometown, so he's back home, part of the North Carolina FC program, and playing big George Marks, a senior from Raleigh, North Carolina. He's pretty good friends with my son, Max Linky, who speaks the world of him. Just a great young man.
Yeah, you know, they talk about goalkeepers great on the field, but even better off the field. Come on, somebody.
Tremendous atmosphere here for ACC men's soccer on ACC Network Extra. Murray with the throw-in, looking for Bazzini. Noe from France is also in there. Bazzini a little bit too physical there, and Clemson will earn the whistle. And at the moment, Callum Johnson is going to go down. I think it's Johnson. It might be Gomez. We got to take a look here, and the clock is going to be stopped again. I believe it is Comey, rather, number 11. My apologies.
And he just got clipped from the back, and you certainly hope he's okay.
Here's our college football lineup for tomorrow right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Illinois and Virginia start us off at 11 a.m. Eastern. Then it's Rutgers and Syracuse from the Carrier Dome, followed by number 3 Clemson hosting South Carolina State in Death Valley. And the day is capped off by our ACCN primetime matchup presented by Geico. Jacksonville State squares off against Florida State. ACC Network football presented by Subway. And of course, they love their football in Clemson land. NC State's got a nice little football team as well. Watch out for the Wolfpack. By the way, NC State up 2-0 over Rutgers in volleyball, as you mentioned, Hazel being...
What's going on right now?
Yeah. Up in Piscataway. There's the goal scorer, Oscar Agren. 3 goals on the season, 4 in his career as he started 44 out of 45 games. Obviously having a wonderful junior season, the man from Sweden. As you take a look at the injured player for Clemson working his way over to the bench.
Yeah, Comey definitely looks like maybe his shoulder, maybe he landed on his shoulder wrong. He just looks like he's in a little bit of pain, but Clemson has so much talent on the bench that can kind of come back in, and there you see Isaiah Reed checking back into the game as well.
Yeah, so Isaiah Reed going to replace Comey. Comey's a freshman from Argentina. Recorded his first start of the season against USC Upstate, and Mike Noonan checking in on him. Sent back in. Musquay will win it. One back by Clemson. Clemson tried to add to their 1-0 lead, and Sweeney with the clearance. Diop will bring it all the way back to Marks. As you see, Brisma's in for Bazzini. So Ivy Brisma. It hasn't happened yet, but he's going to come in. Bazzini's still out there, but Brisma waiting to come on. Clemson going to bring in 3 players, including the tall number 9, Say.
Imagine the back 4 for NC State. They think they get a breather, and then Say comes back on the field.
Amen. So well said, John. There's no breathers against this number 2 team in the country, Clemson. Bazzini. And Bazzini will get the whistle. Can NC State find the equalizer, John?
Well, they were pretty close, Dean. If it weren't for George Marks, they would have already found the equalizer. And I'll tell you what, they just keep putting pressure on the back 4. You know, now they bring in a different set, a couple of new players, try to get some fresh legs in there. Ivy Brisma maybe get something going.
No way. Cabezas. And no way Cabezas earned a dangerous free kick here for NC State.
You know, I love Cabezas did not give up on that play. The ball was taken off of his foot, but you see him just keep holding on. Look at this ball played over the top. Cabezas just runs it down, does a good job, loses it, doesn't give up, and gets stuck in and wins a free kick for his team. And NC State can hit him from out here, Dean.
Cabezas sells it as well. And here comes NC State. If they can do what Clemson did, they can tie it right here.
A Brad Sweeney special, maybe.
Sweeney looks really interested. Seals talking about it, but I think you're right, John. I think it's going to be the right foot of Sweeney.
He's got a lot of power behind his shot. That's what he's going to need to get past Marks.
And I feel like he's thinking shot. Smith gets back onside. Sweeney, the power right into the wall. Sweeney again mishit the second one. Kept alive by Smith and almost got it by Marks. NC State knocking on the door.
Good work from NC State there. Brad Sweeney just trying to curl that around the wall. Just couldn't get it over, gets a second look at it. Even Smith gets a shot, but nothing to trouble Marks back there.
We have gone 15 minutes here in the second half. It's Clemson, the number 2 team in the country, with a 1-0 lead over NC State in front of a packed house here at Dale Soccer Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina. Sweeney just had that free kick, does well. And Musquet was hoping to get it back to Santos, and Santos can't quite get it. Now the subs will come in.
Yeah, let's look at this free kick again. As you see it, Sweeney is just going to try to curl this in that top corner. The wall does its job. They stand up strong. Gets a second look at it, and then Smith just tries to get it back into the mix there, and then Marks cleans it up.
Pretty good attempt by Smith as he's falling down to the ground. Still got a little mustard on it, forcing Marks to be sharp and keep this one at 1-0. As we see Callum Johnson coming in for Josh Hollenberger. Hollenberger, a first half sub who stayed out there to start the second half, but Johnson back in. Johnson a starter for Mike Noonan. And Say will drop it. Clemson, tight spaces. They were hoping to get it back to Say. There's Brisma. Brisma just plays with no fear, in my opinion. I mean, it doesn't matter who he's playing against. He always plays the same way.
Yeah, he certainly does, and he's really good at tracking down balls. If he loses possession, he never gives up. He continues to fight, and they're going to need this. They just can't get hit on the counterattack, Dean. A lot of pressure they're putting on Clemson. They have to be very, very careful now that Say has come back in the game.
Good look there at Luis Felipe Fernandez Salvador from Ecuador, the senior midfielder who spent time at Shattuck St. Mary's, that great program up in Minnesota. Johnson back into the game. Say trying to turn. Still loose. Finally knocked out of there as Sweeney comes back in support. Clemson still on it. Back into the 18. Now they drop it back again. Clemson keeping possession, and as I say that, they lose it. They give it right back, though. Agred's got one already. Marching forward like a center forward and ripped away by NC State. Here comes the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack in transition. Santos. Johnson should get a card for that, and they're going to bring it back. And Johnson tried to trip him. As plain as day, right, and a yellow card.
Yeah, well, it looked like it looked like Johnson took out Musquet as Musquet was trying to make a diagonal run. Here you're going to see it. Look at...
The yellow card, Charleston.
He just gets his feet caught up, and I don't know how much there was with that, but Musquet did a really good job of selling. He gets a yellow card out of that.
No, that's not what they gave the yellow card on. They missed that one. Gomez, they actually gave the yellow card to 8 Johnson.
Who took down Santos.
Yeah, who tried to. He tried to trip him. But you're right, there were two yellow cards, I think, there. They only saw one. Great eyes by you to see the second one.
Yeah, I just love Santos. He is so good just getting that ball at his feet and going on one-on-one with the defender.
Santos plays it in. Hernandez earns a corner kick. Corner kick, NC State.
Well, the maestro is pulling strings for NC State, and they are just this close to equalizing this game, Dean.
They really are, John. So well said, and it would be fitting in front of this packed house here. The hero right now for Clemson,
Fans,
that man,
get up,
George
get loud,
Marks,
because this is
is
a
from
Wolfpack
Raleigh,
corner
North Carolina.
kick taken by
He
number
knows
10,
what this is
AJ
all about.
Field.
He's won a ton of games for Clemson, and a key reason why they're the number 2 team in the country. Sent in, and Marks will punch it out with authority. Wow, he punched it 25 yards, John.
Yeah, he certainly did. He commands that box.
Look at him down on one knee. And then, wow, Man, this young man is next level goalkeeper right there.
Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, that's just a mark of a confident goalkeeper. He comes out, commands his box, and then plays the counterattack out of his feet. Great work for Marks.
Yeah, he pounded that, didn't he, Marks?
Yeah.
Hit it a long way. Ended up with Leon Kropp, who's also one of the best goalkeepers, not just in the ACC, but in the country. Two of the best goalkeepers on the bright lights, the center stage here tonight.
Boy, and NC State is showing some really good things here in the second half. Santos is fantastic, and he's really working well with Musgrave.
Yep. Garcia making that run, and NC State will earn another whistle. Plenty of time, 26 minutes remaining.
It looked like someone was trying to give a haircut over there. He wanted to be a stylist, Dean. Yeah. Now Pepe, you know you can't do that. But it's really great to see NC State attacking with purpose and attacking with numbers. Watch when this ball is played over the top. You're going to see several black jerseys hit that 18-yard box.
Musque's forward, Pedregosa's forward, Smith is forward. Keep an eye also for Alex Hernandez. Not the biggest player, but he can find the ball. Seals over it. Seals delivers with his right foot. Seals looking for Musque. Marks will punch it. And a whistle called against NC State.
You know, goalkeepers always get the calls. All you got to do is dive in the air and just get a little punch on it, get a little touch on it. Marks did a great job of punching this ball away, but there's no need for a whistle. He just made a good save.
Smith had a legitimate complaint, though, as his jersey was being pulled that entire time. And he went down and had some words with the referee, but the referee didn't see it. Murray telling Leon Kropp to come get it, and he does.
Well, Dean, the more you watch Marks, it's going to take something special to beat him tonight.
Well, just like it took something special to beat Kropp, right? A strange play, deflection off the wall. Collision there. Santos will go down. Kept alive there by John Martin, a senior from Daniel High School, Clemson, South Carolina, who recorded his first career point on the second assist of Say's goal against USF. So Coach Noonan has gone deep to his bench, and there's no drop-off. Nice trap out of the air there by Hernandez. He'll square it to Santos. Santos and Hernandez starting to get it together. Murray. Oh, and it's behind Hernandez. Unfortunate there. He wanted it in front of him.
Yeah, I just love the pace that NC State is running at Clemson's defense right now. They are running at one speed, and it's all being conducted by Santos. A fantastic work from NC State to really put pressure on that back four, but they've got to make the final pass better, Dean.
Soak it in. A wonderful crowd. And Marks. The referees telling him he's taking too much time. This will fire up the red tears. Look at, how about Jay Vinovich and Pitt with a 4-0 lead over North Carolina.
They're just adding more goals over there.
Wow. Last year, North Carolina beat Pitt, and I think Pitt was 1 or 2. They beat him in Chapel Hill 3-0. Pitt returning the favor.
Payback time.
Clemson. The only goals scored was that by that man right there, number 3, Agren. Brisma trying to win it back, a little bit too much pushing and pulling there. It'll be a whistle against Brisma.
Yeah, and a free kick opportunity for Clemson, and they want to slow this down right now. This is a breakneck speed that NC State is really putting pressure on Clemson, and maybe just to get a free kick opportunity here, just slow things down, get ahead of the game a little bit again.
Clemson pushing it forward, staying onside. Sweeney coming back in defense. Now Garcia, ripped away there by NC State. They'll play it to Brisma. Brisma, somehow, I thought he was going to get it to Musquay. So close. We are in Raleigh, North Carolina, Dale Soccer Stadium for ACC Men's Soccer. Number 2, Clemson with a 1-0 lead over NC State. Dean Lincoln with John Bouye. Clemson trying to make it 2. And sent out of there by Murray. Smith, good feet there from Smith. Forces Crop, though, to send it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Tigers.
Well, and just like that, Clemson's putting the pressure on the back four of NC State. You don't want to make a mistake right now, Dean. You have them right where you want them. You just need to get back in this game. But you have that man, Mohamed Say, up there at the top, the number 9 for Clemson. All he needs is a little window.
Yeah, he's got 15 career goals and 8 assists, does Say, Mohamed Say, a junior from Spain. Smith trying to find Musquay. Instead it's Diop. And Sweeney whistled for the foul.
Oh, and you just love the battle that's going on in the midfield right now. Every single ball is a 50-50 ball, a tough tackle. They are really battling out there, Dean.
Crop will play it to Pedregosa, and he'll get it back. Smith likes to bomb those diagonal balls. Remember, Coach Noonan was concerned about that as part of Noonan's Nuggets, and they read that one perfectly.
Yeah, they did, and you got to be careful. If you lose that diagonal ball and you miss it on the first step, Clemson comes counterattack quickly.
Yep, well said, John. Here they come. Into the 18, one bounce and down, and Crop has it.
And it is a great idea, but if you don't play that ball long enough over the top of the defense has everything in front of them. They can play the same ball that you just played right over the top of your defense.
Murray. Over to Sweeney. Tough ball behind Hernandez. Really nothing he could do right there, John.
Yeah, and of course you just saw that. Of course, Clemson only allowed 1 goal in their first 4 games, Dean. If NC State could get one right here, Dean, what a game this would be.
Oh, it'd be fireworks. It would be red smoke bombs. It would be loud here at Dale Soccer Stadium. Clemson could throw a diagonal ball in right now. Oh, they missed it. Well, still open on the right side. Now they'll take care of it as they find Martin. Martin, first time in. Across Crop, loose, Garcia. And there it is, hammered home. 2-0 Clemson on top. Reed with the goal. And Clemson with a 2-0 lead over NC State.
Well, Clemson is so methodical in their attack sometimes. And here you see it. It's nothing that you haven't seen before. They play it to the outside. They play a ball across. And it's just over the outstretched arm. Here you're going to see it once again. Ball gets played out wide. Here comes the quick early cross. Crop just tries to get this one. He gets a little piece of it. It hits the back of Garcia, and it just sets up for Reed. And another easy goal for Clemson here, Dean.
So Isaiah Reed, who's got 4 goals on the season, 6 in his career, named to the College Soccer News Team of the Week, August 22nd through the 29th. Scored the first goal of Clemson's season against St. John's, did number 27. A junior who can play in the back or play up front. Coach Noonan, if you're good enough, you'll get on the field.
Yeah, you certainly will. And I'll tell you what, he's definitely good enough. Right place, right time. Now NC State has a mountain to climb here at home, Dean.
Yeah, they really do. And you kind of feel like the air of this incredible crowd has been punctured just a little bit.
Yeah, and what do? Do you stay with what you have out there? Because really, the Wolfpack have been doing a great job. They've been playing well. They put a lot of attack here in the second half, but just a couple of mistakes there. A ball that hits the back of Garcia and an easy goal for Clemson.
That's a great trap from Musquay. Continues to do the work. That was a brilliant trap.
Yeah, they're not going to give up. A George Kiefer team never gives up.
Brisma. What a motor. What an engine for Brisma. Hernandez. Now Santos. Santos can shake and bake. Now trying to get it to Hernandez. Picked off there by Clemson. Murray closes down a little bit too late. Now Mohamed Say. One-on-one with Pedregosa. Mohamed Say. Wow, it is hard to get it away from him.
Yeah, such a physical specimen. Tall, just well built. So strong on the ball.
Clemson trying to add to their 2-0 lead. Sends this one over near Dale Softball Stadium. The NC State softball team, they've sent a lot of balls over to the soccer stadium with that home run mindset with Jennifer Patrick Swift. This time the soccer ball almost went into the softball stadium. Clemson, the number 2 team in the country, John, looking like the number 2 team in the country. Part of that is, yes, they can score goals, but they've got great defense and they got a great goalkeeper.
Well, coaches talk about it all the time, Dean. You've got to play solid for 90 minutes, and you can't make mistakes and give the other team opportunities to score. And Clemson so far has played a clean game tonight, and their goalkeeper has been phenomenal.
The goalkeeper from Raleigh, North Carolina, his hometown, George Marks, a senior. He's chasing down already to be in the top 10 all-time saves is George Marks. And if he plays the rest of the season like he's played here tonight, he will probably be in the top 5 when he's done.
Yeah, he certainly will. Sometimes you play for a clean team like Clemson, you don't get much action, but in the ACC, there's always action.
Yeah, it's like playing an NCAA tournament every weekend.
And of course, being number 2 in the country, you're always going to get every team's best when you come out on the field.
Murray. Pushed down by Mohamed. Here is Santos. Santos looking for Musquay. Brisma! Oh, unlucky! Hernandez! Oh, Hernandez taken down. Another save by Marks. Musquay, Marks, unbelievable. And as if he needs it, he's got a post to help him out.
Well, it is just not NC State's night because Brisma had a fantastic look at it, and what a fantastic hit. But the post got in his way, Dean, and then the second opportunity, here you're going to see it all. Great work from Santos in the build-up. The cross goes all the way over to Brisma, nice chest over, takes the shot, and the post stops them from getting that first goal, Dean, and then of course, Marks is there for the second one to clean it up.
Wow. So throw in for NC State as we approach 15 minutes remaining in this one. Clemson has doubled their lead here in the second half. Brisma has been dynamic. Great tackle coming in, taking it away from Brisma. Hernandez has been good. Santos as well for NC State, but they trail 2-0. Mohamed Say. And that's a tackle right there. That's got to be a card.
I'd tackle him too if he just got the ball off my feet and I was the last defender. He had no choice. Pedregosa really just got robbed from Say, and he had to pull him down.
The yellow card is charged to number 2, Pablo Pedregosa, Wolfpack.
So the yellow card to Pedregosa. George Marks, outstanding in goal to keep this one at 0 for NC State, 2 for Clemson. Mohamed Say. That's going to go out of bounds. I don't even know how he saw the Clemson player over there, Mohamed Say, but it goes out of bounds.
I guess he can see through bodies because there were so many bodies in front of him. But a great diagonal ball right around the defender there. And NC State's got to be careful because this could get out of hand, Dean.
NC State going to go to their bench again. Tal Segev is going to come in, the sophomore from Israel. So Segev in there, wearing number 18. Diop, big, strong center back, not afraid to come forward. Will drop it to Say. Reed, who made it 2-0. Dancing with it on his left foot, looking for Say! And a brilliant save by Leon Kropp to keep it at 2-0.
Well, great work from Reed on the outside and great build-up. Say just gets a little bit of space there at the top of the 6. A fantastic cross from Reed, a great shot from Say, and a great save from Kropp.
George Kiefer and NC State got some work to do here against this impressive Clemson team. Looks like he's going to bring Edwards in, the center back. Santos. How good is Santos going to be in a couple years here? He's already fantastic.
He is fun to watch, Dean. No fear. When he gets the ball at his feet, he believes that he can beat every single defender that's standing in front of him.
Segev's tackle a little late. Say can dance with it. Now Leon Kropp will send it forward. Musquet chested down perfectly to Santos. Musquet rolls off of it. Santos has Murray coming. Oh, he didn't know Murray was there. It would have been a better play. Now Murray gets it anyway. Cam Murray. Now Santos. Santos has Hernandez in the 18. Gives it back to Murray. Murray. NC State showing they can hang with Clemson. Just unlucky. George Marks standing on his head in goal. And Smith has it ripped there by Mohamed Say. What a tackle.
Mohamed Say has had 2 tremendous tackles out there. We talk about his attacking prowess, but how about his defensive ability?
You see the goals by the captain, Adren in the 35th and Reed in the 71st. That's the scoreline, 2-0. Clemson on top of NC State with a little over 11 minutes remaining. And it looks like both coaches going to go to their bench one more time. I think that's Cross on the far side along with Edwards. Clemson also going to go to their bench. Coach Noonan, Mike Noonan, the top man for the Tigers. Been here since 2010. Speaking of former NC State stars, tomorrow night, Nazmi Abadawi, his final game as a member of North Carolina FC, as NCFC will take on New England 2. Nazmi Abadawi, what a great story. Started at Wake Tech, kind of like Declan Brose, who's on the roster. Was told he wasn't good enough for the ACC, got here. Was told he wasn't good enough for the pros, got there, made it to MLS, and he's going to hang him up.
Yeah, such a talented player. I really enjoyed calling many goals from Nazmi Abadawi, Dean.
Yeah, it'll be an emotional night for Nazmi Abadawi tomorrow night down the road in Cary at WakeMed Soccer Park. Here at Dale Soccer Stadium, it's the number 2 team in the country, Clemson, with goals in each half, leading NC State 2-0. We're under 10 minutes remaining in this one. Clemson running downhill. Edwards comes into the game. Remember, Smith, I think, had a yellow, and Pedregosa had a yellow, so perhaps that's part of the idea as Bazzini has it here, and Bazzini will earn a throw-in. Murray looking to play it into space, but Marks way outside, and now will pick it up.
Just smart goalkeeping there. Playing right at the top of the 18-yard line, just waiting for that long ball to come over the top.
Marks, a captain. Crossroads Flex, which is the online school here for a lot of these incredible NCFC Academy players. Marks one of them. Santos has Bazzini to his left. Hernandez to his right. He'll drop it back to Musquet. Behind Hernandez again. And Diop just sends it long.
Well, good work from Santos just to get a little space in front of him. He played the ball to Musquet, but that final pass just let him down.
Cross into the game, trying to find Santos. Back to Cross. Segev has that one knocked out of bounds. George Kiefer is standing right where Cross is for the throw-in. Under 8 minutes remaining. Clemson looking to stay undefeated on the start of the season here.
Yeah, and Clemson's going to absorb pressure for the next 8 minutes. You can bet that, Dean.
Segev, touch gets away from him. Hernandez will clean it up. Boy, how good has Diop been today as well?
Yeah, absolutely. He's not just the way that he commands the 18-yard box, just a physical stature there as well. I love how he takes on a player and he just gets his body in front of the ball, and then he just lets his body do the rest.
Coming into the game, Ousmane Silla from Senegal, a sophomore midfielder who's got 3 goals in his career, including 2 this year. As coming out of the game is number 17, Quinn McNeil, the senior from Greenville, South Carolina, J.L. Mann High School. Diop. And Diop earns the whistle.
Again, just smart soccer by the Clemson back four. Use your body, get your body between the ball and the player, and just let him push you over.
That is a man right there wearing the number 5 jersey.
I think I could take him.
I disagree. Here's Marks. Red Tears, to their credit, they are not leaving. They are here for the full ride. And that says a lot about this incredible student fan base for NC State.
Yeah, it really does. They've shown so much support tonight. Of course, they've been here for every game. Really it's so good to see fans and crowds back at the games like this, Dean. It really adds so much to the game.
Murray is fouled. Coming in aggressively from behind there was Dylan Sullivan, a junior from New York. Segev, nowhere to go, has it ripped away. Clemson still bringing it. Mohamed Say will drop it off. Here come the Tigers, trying to add to their lead. Segev, Pedregosa, now Murray. Musquet is trying to drop it to Bazzini. 5 minutes remaining in this one. Marks, a rare mistake from Marks right there.
Hey, he's human. He's human. if you're going to make a mistake, that's the kind of mistake to make, Mr. Marks, and you have certainly made a mark on this game.
Ooh, nice one. 6 saves for George Marks. The beautiful man bringing the heat here for this big-time matchup on ACC Network Extra. Number 2 Clemson and NC State, who's got to start receiving votes. I feel like, look, George Kiefer will say there are no moral victories, right? But NC State's made a pretty good statement here tonight as well.
Well, there were parts of this game where you could actually say NC State played better than Clemson. The problem is NC State didn't take advantage of the opportunities, and they came up against a goalkeeper that is having a fabulous night.
Fabulous career. But you're right, a big-time night. And now Clemson will work these final 4 minutes. Clemson's the real deal, from their goalkeeper to the top, to their bench, to their coaching staff. Really good team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch their season and how that progresses, Dean.
I want to thank Caleb Waters, Josh Monk, and our entire crew once again, bringing you this game. Turnover here. Mohamed Say will drop it over. So unselfish. Edwards, sliding tackle, and Cross will run it down.
Thought that might have been a third one there for Clemson. Some tired legs out there for NC State. They've really been working hard.
Giveaway from Cross. Mohamed Say can hit it. And miss-hit it that time. It'll come back to Leon Trop as we've got just 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the game, John. George Marks, check this out. Remember what I told you? Climbing that ladder right there. 35 wins. Boy, Matt Jordan, big-time player and executive in MLS on that list.
And Dean, a win tonight would move him into 4th place.
How about that?
Wow.
Right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Clemson player injured is Alvaro Gomez, the junior from Spain. So NC State will fall to 3-2. But they're back here on the 14th against James Madison. I'll have the call on that one. Then they head to Notre Dame. Then they've got Wake Forest here on the 24th. They also have home games against High Point October 12th, Virginia October 15th, William & Mary October 19th, and Boston College October 29th before the ACC tournament starts. George Kiefer, plenty more opportunities for George Kiefer and the Wolfpack.
Yeah, plenty more teams to come here to Dale Soccer Stadium, or for them to go on the road and really show the team that they are and who they want to be this season.
Mazzini, look at Marks, just send it a long way. One there by Edwards over Say, which says something. Picked off there by Murray. Hernandez, a little shake. Musque will drop it. Santos. And once again, Clemson has the answer.
Good work again there from Santos and Musque. They just couldn't get it out of their feet and get a shot in.
The Clemson transition, a long run. Pedregosa's there. They'll give it back to Murray. Clemson's going to move to 5-0, John.
Yeah, and they played like a team that deserves to be 5-0. A fantastic start to their season.
They've got home games coming up on the 14th, Tuesday, and the 17th against Georgia Southern and Boston College, respectively. Musque. Is he going to shoot from here? Just let it rip. Musque. Ball still at his feet. And he runs into Diop.
Story of the night. He ran into the brick wall named Diop. Diop has been a shutdown defender on that left side, Dean, tonight.
He truly has. 60 seconds remaining. Let me just tell you what an honor it's been to be reconnected with you for 3 games here for NC State men's soccer. The beautiful man, John Bouye. I love you, my man.
Love you too, my man. Looking forward to many, many more, hopefully.
Looking for Say. Pedregosa wins it. Segev, who starts to get more minutes as the season moves on. Cross. And Edwards checks back, and that will most likely do it. Clock's going to keep on running. So 20 seconds remaining, and Clemson's going to get another win and another shutout.
Yeah, certainly. As we talked about, though, they've only had 1 goal scored on them all season. And that man is the reason why. He's a big part of the reason, George Marks.
George Kiefer with the handshake there for Mike Noonan. NC State 2, Clemson 0. Your final thoughts, John?
Well, great game, and I'll tell you what, NC State really dug their heels in, but way too much Clemson. And how about George Marks? A phenomenal game. He really stopped his team from getting down or even getting back in this game. He was the wall against NC State tonight, and just way too much Clemson on the other side as well.
2 goals from Clemson. Agren got the game winner in the first half.